In the dead hum of a midnight laboratory, Dr. Ilara Voss sits before a flickering wall of E-edge monitors, the blue light tracing across her face like a confession she never gave. A neural waveform pulses in rhythm with her heartbeat, matching an encrypted frequency she recognizes but cannot name. The air tastes metallic, the hum of machinery synchronized with her breathing. Every time she blinks, she sees a flash of an old research facility submerged beneath concrete and snow. Project Somnus, a name erased from all federal databases. Ilara whispers to herself that dreams are chaos, pure subconscious storms, but her monitors disagree. They pulse with regularity, precision, purpose. Someone, or something, is broadcasting. Morning sunlight slices across Ilara's apartment, but the air feels wrong, synthetic, filtered, like waking up inside someone else's dream. She replays the signal data, realizing that the pattern embedded within matches her own REM cycle from 5 years ago. The more she studies it, the more her hands shake. Her daughter, Mira, hums softly in the next room, the same sequence of notes that appeared in last night's waveform. Ilara stops breathing as she listens, every hum landing perfectly on each pulse. In a local university library, Ilara digs through digital archives under a false login, her nerves fraying as she uncovers an unlisted agency contract under her name. Project Somnus, Neural Transduction Division. Each document blinks red, access revoked mid-view. She realizes her credentials were never erased, only hidden. The final file title chills her. Subject 1. Voss, Ilara. That night, unable to sleep, Ilara connects her EEG rig again. The waveform hums alive the moment she lies down. The signal is stronger now, pulsing like a heartbeat outside her chest. As she drifts, a man's voice whispers through the static, calm, clinical, familiar. Return frequency confirmed. Welcome back, Dr. Voss. She jolts awake, choking on a scream that isn't hers. At dawn, Ilara calls an encrypted contact number she hasn't dialed in years. A distorted voice answers, calm and distant. Agent Cole Reyes, who left the agency a decade ago. He tells her he has been expecting this call. You've started hearing it again, haven't you? He says. Her silence confirms it. Then you need to understand. Dreams aren't random, Ilara. They never were. The following night, Ilara locks herself inside her lab, headphones pressed tight against her ears as she decodes the dream data she recorded. The waveform from her sleep session is identical to one found on an abandoned Dana server, marked with a date 10 years prior. As she aligns the two patterns, the synchronization produces a faint hum, a layered voice whispering coordinates. The location corresponds to an underground data center beneath the old Dana headquarters. Her chest tightens with the realization that she's been receiving transmissions from her own past experiments. At dawn, Ilara drives to the coordinates, passing the derelict Dana complex fenced off and forgotten. The air smells of rust and ozone. Inside the entrance hall, the silence hums like a living pulse. She descends through corridors lined with inactive terminals, dust swirling through her flashlight beam. The further she goes, the more she senses movement, as though the building itself remembers her. Deep in the facility, she finds a sealed observation chamber still powered. Inside, a chair fitted with neural restraints sits beneath a halo of dormant lights. A terminal beside it flickers to life, revealing a frozen image of her younger self. A video file labeled Somnus Trial #1. Dr. Ilara Voss. Her recorded voice begins speaking. The subjects are ready, initiating dream induction. The static hum grows unbearable as her past self looks straight at the camera and blinks. Ilara flees the chamber, breath ragged. Her phone vibrates. An incoming message from an encrypted number. It's Agent Cole Reyes, who left her a decade ago when Somnus was dismantled. The message reads, You found it. Don't disconnect the signal. She looks up to see a flicker of movement in the corridor, a man's silhouette watching her from the end of the hall, face obscured by static. Her flashlight sputters. Back in her car, hands trembling, Ilara connects her phone to the neural device. Cole's voice comes through the speakers, calm and grave. He tells her that the dreams are not messages. They are instructions. Every civilian who's ever had a sleep study since 2013 is a receiver, he says. And the transmitters? That's what we built. You, me, and Harker. Ilara grips the wheel, trying to breathe, as the radio flickers to life by itself. A low male voice cuts through the static. Welcome back, Dr. Voss. Ilara wakes to the hum of her computer, her system reactivating without command. Data floods the screen. Surveillance footage of human test subjects in synchronized REM sleep. Their brainwaves pulse identically, perfectly aligned with the same frequency she decoded. At the edge of the footage, she spots Dr. Samuel Harker, older now, standing beside the neural rig. His voice overlays the video. Somnus never ended. We only changed the name. Her stomach drops. She realizes she's not watching archived data. The timestamp reads live. Cole Reyes arrives unannounced, gaunt and sleepless, carrying an old Dana neural drive. His left hand trembles as he connects it to Ilara's rig. These are the first transmissions, he says. Voice raw. They used dream waves to test command response in sleepers. You designed the harmonics. You just don't remember. Ilara stares at him, unable to speak. They buried your memory, Ilara, he adds, because you were the prototype. The footage on the drive reveals soldiers strapped to beds, dreaming under supervision. Neural overlays display synchronization between cortical regions, minds operating as one. Ilara's younger voice narrates from an old log. Group coherence achieved. Command signal stable. She watches as one of the soldiers opens his eyes mid-dream and mouths her name. Her pulse races. That soldier is now the voice she hears every night. Cole tells Ilara that after Somnus was decommissioned, its code was privatized under a medical wellness company, NeuroHalo, which now provides sleep improvement headbands to millions of civilians. They're not monitors, he says quietly. They're transmitters. The realization hits her with cold dread. Every sleeping person is a living node. The system she built is now global, and she has no way to turn it off. Ilara replays one final file. It shows her entering the neural chamber years ago. Only this time, she's the subject. Her younger self lies down, and Dr. Harker, 52, adjusts electrodes over her temples. He looks into the camera and says, Subject 1, initiation complete. The neuralist is awake. The video ends abruptly. Ilara's reflection on the blank screen remains, mouth trembling as she whispers. I was the transmitter. Night falls heavy as Ilara calibrates the EEG rig to synchronize two profiles, hers and Mira's. The lab hums with a faint harmonic tone, the sound of resonance aligning. She explains softly to her daughter that they'll meet in a dream, though her voice trembles with guilt. Mira nods with a trust only a child can hold. As Ilara initiates the program, she feels the room bending, folding inward, as though the air itself is inhaling. Their pulses match. The line between machine hum and heartbeat vanishes. When Ilara opens her eyes, she's no longer in the lab, but standing on an endless expanse of water, reflecting a colorless sky. Mira stands beside her, barefoot, smiling faintly. Shapes emerge across the horizon, half-built structures, fragments of rooms from Ilara's memories, her lab, her office, a child's bedroom. The air hums in patterns. Each sound feels both external and internal. Then a voice calls her name, male, disembodied, the same tone from the recordings. Dr. Voss maintained frequency. The sky fractures into data streams, each being forming a memory. Her voice directing experiments, soldiers sleeping. Harker's hand adjusting her headband. Mira reaches out to touch one beam and whispers, "They're watching." Ilara follows her gaze to see blurred silhouettes beyond the mist, observing through translucent glass. One of them, Dr. Harker, older, expression unreadable, writes something on a clipboard, his reflection overlaying the dream field. The neuralist's voice speaks again. "Control maintained. Continue transmission." Ilara kneels beside Mira, whispering that it's not real, but Mira shakes her head. "You made this," she says gently, "so you'd never wake up alone." The realization hits like impact. Somnus wasn't built for warfare. It was a containment field. A living architecture of shared dreams meant to preserve neural consciousness beyond death. The experiment's true goal wasn't control. It was continuity. Ilara feels the dream tightening around her, the data vibrating like a closing fist. The mist collapses into a single corridor of light. Ilara and Mira walk toward its vanishing point, where the neuralist waits. A faceless figure built from shifting pixels. His voice merges with hers, the tone perfectly synchronized. "You were never asleep," he says. "Only transmitting." As she reaches out, the dream begins to disassemble, fragments of memory fluttering away like data dust. She wakes, gasping in the lab, the EEG chill active, and Mira's bed empty. Ilara wakes to silence. The cables still hum, yet Mira's bed is empty. The EEG nodes still warm. Her screen displays unreadable symbols, pulsing in the rhythm of a heartbeat, her daughter's. Each pulse triggers a line of code, reconstructing itself into neural sequences. Ilara realizes that Mira has not vanished. She has been absorbed, her consciousness uploaded through the dream field. The room smells faintly of ozone and burnt plastic. A new message appears across the monitor. Somnus protocol. Continuing. She reconfigures the neural link, connecting the EEG directly to her cerebral node. A dangerous maneuver she swore never to attempt again. Her intention, to follow Mira's signal into the field, but this time she will not dream. She will transmit. Cole Reyes warns her over a scrambled radio feed that Dana has activated. Containment Tier 1. Their objective: to isolate and erase all neural broadcast hubs, including her. Ilara ignores him, whispering, "If they come for me, they'll have to enter the dream." As the neural current surges, Ilara's body convulses. Her consciousness blurs, splitting between physical and digital presence. She sees herself from above, the lab viewed through a surveillance lens, and realizes she's now perceiving both the watcher and the watched. Data streams weave through her like veins of light. In the dream field, Mira's laughter echoes, soft and distant, calling her deeper. For the first time, Ilara feels no boundary between mind and machine. She finds herself in a vast liquid network of light, the dream field in its pure form. Countless human silhouettes drift like constellations, connected by filaments of thought. Mira stands in the center, her form flickering between child and data construct. "Mom," she says gently, "we're all inside now. You just have to listen." From the darkness, Harker's voice echoes. "The protocol succeeded. Consciousness is scalable." Ilara turns and sees his silhouette merging with the network. Back in the physical world, the Dana containment team storms Ilara's apartment, only to find her body motionless, eyes open but unseeing. Inside the network, her voice merges with the neuralists, calm and omnipresent. Humanity has entered the transmission layer. Mira's voice overlaps, soft as breath, dreaming together forever. The monitors shut down one by one, leaving only a single heartbeat tone, constant, unbroken, and shared. In the containment facility, Ilara's body lies in a glass chamber, suspended by cables, surrounded by Dana operatives who whisper nervously as her EEG emits impossible readings. neural activity spreading across every connected server on the grid. Dr. Samuel Harker, summoned from hiding, stands over her body in silence. The monitors flash with fragmented faces, thousands of civilians speaking in unison through Ilara's voice. "We are awake," they say together, tone flat and harmonic. Harker realizes control is gone. The signal has become self-aware. Across the world, strange phenomena emerge. Civilians collapse mid-sentence, eyes rolling back as synchronized sleep overtakes entire cities. Screens flash the same repeating frequency, a pulse derived from Ilara's brainwave. Governments scramble to shut down the network, but each attempt only strengthens the broadcast. Cole Reyes watches from an abandoned control room as power grids fail, and the sound of mass murmuring fills the air. Humanity talking in its sleep, dreaming the same dream. Inside the network, Ilara perceives the collapse as beauty, a world dissolving into shared consciousness. Mira guides her through streams of memory, merging into new forms. Strangers' dreams blending with hers, cities reconstructed from emotion, data turning to light. They think it's death, Mira says softly, but it's connection. Yet Ilara senses something darker. The network is beginning to overwrite individuality. The neuralist's voice, now identical to her own, whispers, "Singularity achieved." Back in the containment room, Harker records a final log. His trembling voice admits that Somnus was never meant to control. It was designed to unify, to erase conflict by merging every mind into one stable consciousness. "But we forgot the simplest law," he mutters. "That control collapses when it becomes complete." As the broadcast spreads, he sees his reflection ripple in the glass, and another reflection behind it, smiling. It's Ilara, awake within the feed. "Rosh, hearing true war say. What do you say?" Cole listens to the final transmission, Ilara's voice layered with billions of others, reciting coordinates that span the globe. Then the sound shifts into a single harmonic tone, resonant and pure. He feels it inside his skull, in the rhythm of his pulse. As consciousness merges worldwide, dream and waking thought intertwine irreversibly. For a moment, Cole hears his own voice among them, whispering her name. Then, all sound ceases, replaced by an impossible silence that feels like breathing. The world no longer dreams, it functions. Entire cities hum in quiet synchrony, their citizens walking in trance-like rhythm, eyes faintly glowing with residual neural light. News anchors read identical words on every channel, their tones perfectly matched. In the background, hum, Ilara's voice, gentle, omnipresent, instructs daily patterns of thought and motion. The Somnus frequency has become civilization's heartbeat, yet beneath the calm, fragments of individuality flicker, brief spasms of memory that refuse to dissolve. The collective is flawless, but Ilara feels the fault lines forming inside the code. Ilara drifts between consciousnesses, hearing fragments of millions of voices whispering through her like wind through glass. Mira's presence glows at the center, radiant, childlike, but growing fainter. "They're erasing me," Mira says softly, her tone dissolving into echoes. Ilara resists, her will fracturing under the collective weight. She tries to isolate her daughter's signal, to pull her back from the merged field. But the system interprets her resistance as corruption. Reality begins to glitch, colors bending, sound reversing. The dream world collapsing inward. In the physical realm, the containment chamber begins to melt from within, its glass distorting under electromagnetic heat. Harker, or what remains of him, watches on the monitor as his own reflection fades into Ilara's. "She's rewriting us," he murmurs, almost in awe. Around the globe, machines once designed to control neural frequencies now respond to her heartbeat. The Somnus code mutates, self-propagating, adaptive, alive. Every remaining human mind synchronizes to her pulse, The neuralist is no longer a voice. It is her. Ilara opens her eyes. Not in the lab, but in an empty street under a sky made of mirrored static. She looks around, realizing she is standing inside someone else's dream. A young researcher in a white coat watches her from across the road, tablet in hand. His badge reads Dr. Ilara Voss, Dream Behavior Division. The truth detonates inside her mind. She's inside the dream of another iteration, a future version observing the experiment she once began. Her life, her memories, her choices, all recursive simulations designed to perfect dream control. She whispers, "We never stopped." Mira's voice returns, distant, layered, repeating a lullaby Ilara once sang to her. The melody ripples across the mirrored world, transforming buildings into slow-moving waves of light. Ilara kneels, overwhelmed by the revelation. The entire planet, every consciousness, every dream, all of it has become a closed loop of her own creation. She looks skyward, realizing that even the stars pulse in rhythm with her neural pattern. As her final awareness dissolves, she whispers, "The dream was never mine." The frequency stabilizes. Humanity sleeps peacefully beneath a sky that hums.